just according to what the minister said, more than 70% are waiting trial. And really, if you're very familiar with the procedure of from the point of arrest down to the point of conviction, you will understand how that is so possible. The first thing first is this.
Yeah.
When somebody is arrested and you take them through the process of arraigning them in court, it starts usually from the magistrate court before it goes to the high court. After the DPP, the director of public prosecutions advises out, and is advising that this person should be taken to the high court or this person should be released immediately. Most times, that process of transferring the file to, just a minute. Okay, thank you. So most times, that process of transferring the file to the DPP's advice, it's one major concern. And that's one. And the second thing we also have to look at is actually the fact that a lot of these individuals that are impacted, that justice involved in individuals, are people who are, they are disadvantaged economically. They don't even have the finances to even get a lawyer. They don't even have, and the truth remains that once you're remanded, even if the court grants you bail, if you cannot afford it, you remain there.
You will be there.
You just have to be there. If you cannot, you can't meet up with your bail conditions. You can't meet up. So trial keeps coming up. There's always adjournment for trial. There is no legal representation, and that keeps coming over and over again. Of course, the person is going to be there. And another thing, the minister also made mention of a majority of these persons charged for petty offense. They are petty offenders, right?
He said that.
People who are charged for loitering, for urinating in public. You'll be surprised that there are people who are in prison for 3 years, 4 years, and what they are just there for is because they can't pay their fine. I know how many times as an organization that we've had to go and pay the fine of some persons to bring them out of custody. And they are just there. Because the truth is, these same people cannot even afford everyday living. They can't even afford feeding. And then they're in the prison. And you think there to be 20,000. You're taking a beggar on the side, by the roadside, and you're charging the person and sentencing the person to prison. There is no way the person will be able to afford that. So there's this conversation around criminalizing petty offenses, because as long as that is in our laws, you will keep having a lot of persons in the correctional facilities.
The minister says something that I really, reckoned with when I read it. And he said that, imagine you picking up somebody for sleeping under the bridge, for instance. The person didn't have a home to start with. That's why the person was sleeping under the bridge. And you arrest the person for loitering. You can take the person to court, and the court said, go and pay this fine. Perhaps he doesn't even have a family member, and he's just there in the prison, occupying space. And he was saying people like this should don't our state, how do we call it now? State judiciaries. Are they not aware of people like this, or is it because they have to follow the law? That's why they had to sentence such people to prison.
Okay, yeah. First thing first, it's still in our laws. That's the first thing. But the Nigerian Correctional Service Act of 2019 and also the Administration of Criminal Justice Law already brought about the idea of non-custodian measures. So instead of you remanding these people in prison, are there other ways they can pay for the offense? Are there other ways? Can you at least sentence them to community service? Can you at least sentence them to, probably you go and clean the market or all of all those things, than telling these same poor people, if someone is begging, if someone has so much money, the person will not be on the roadside begging for money. So sentencing that person to court, to a term, a term of imprisonment is definitely adding to the problem of that person. And let me also say that there are a lot of people who got into the prison as an innocent person, accused for what they know nothing about. We have handled several cases like that. As a matter of fact, there's a particular matter we're handling right now that the complainant walked to me and told me to my face that the accused person did not commit the offense. I know that I did not commit it, but you should go and bring the person that committed it. And this guy was in prison for 4 months. So you know that he did not commit it, but you felt comfortable letting him be in prison for 4 good months? For somebody like that, if we had not come to his aid, because he couldn't afford legal representation. He could not do that. He could not afford legal representation. He could not even pay for the bail that he was given. If he had remained like that, he was a dry cleaner before he got in. Sheriff, that 4 months he spent, this guy came back and he's been struggling with his dry cleaning business. There is need for us to put in place more permanent measures. There is need for us to start talking about what are the things that can be on ground that can ensure that we don't find ourselves in this situation. Because the truth remains that if you release, let me also break it down for you. When Minister of Interior is saying 30% of 75,000, so we're talking about over 21,000 people here. When you release these people and you just allow them come out without any help whatsoever, I can assure you that in no time we are back to congestion of the prison.
We'll be back to the same problem.
We will definitely be back to it. And there is this misconception, which is one, as an organization, this is one thing we have always emphasized on. There is this misconception that the help that inmate needs is just freedom. The help they need is just legal assistance. But that's not true.
That's not what.
It's not true at all. They need more than, they want to come out, yes, but they need more than that.